Hey all, happy Independence Day. By the time you see this, most of you, it will be Independence Day, Friday, July 4th, 2025. The members, of course, will see it in like 10 minutes. But I just wanted to share this Social Security email I got a few minutes ago. And it is in response to the rather historic passage of that one big beautiful bill legislation that has been worked on forever and is ironically being passed right before Independence Day, which is pretty incredible. Coincidentally incredible, right? Maybe not so coincidental, I'm not sure, but it's very apropos. All right, so here's what SSA says. And I have to say, I was trying to get a copy of the final bill that is heading up to the president's desk. It's probably already there, and it's not updated on Congress's website yet. So I'm not reading it until I see the final version. So because I don't, everything is always changing every time they get their hands on it, whether it's the Senate or Congress, House of Representatives. So, but here's what the SSA is saying. Now, it's not entirely clear to me how good it is. I know it's good for Social Security beneficiaries, but how good, I'm not sure. I was getting the impression for weeks now that despite President Trump's wish that nobody gets taxed on their Social Security benefits, largely because they paid on the income to actually get those benefits. And like some insurance benefits, you don't pay tax on it. Certain insurance proceeds, you don't pay tax on. So, in all those reasons, I kind of supported the whole thing about seniors and disabled people and the dependents not paying taxes on Social Security for the mere fact that it's already been, that income from which it was generated was taxed. Okay, so here's what they put out not that long ago, a few minutes ago, and I'm just going to read it and interject here and there. The Social Security Administration is celebrating the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill, a landmark piece of legislation that delivers long-awaited tax relief to millions of older Americans. So they're talking about older Americans there, which doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing else in there, but let's just say, because I know that the scuttlebutt of recent had been, I suppose some people were not going to allow it to happen. We're not pleased with eliminating taxes on Social Security seniors and disabled. So what I had heard and read that was being pushed around was, well, a tax deduction for seniors on the retirement benefits of other 4,000. And then I saw that it was being pushed to 6,000, maybe because they were screwing everybody else. And then I even think I saw 7,000, 7,500, I forget. But anyway, and that was earlier. So for a while there, that seemed like all there was going to be. I don't know if that's all that is going to be. And I still don't know from reading this, but I know something, at least that did take place. So it says the bill ensures that nearly, and this is the part that I found really interesting, 90% of Social Security beneficiaries will no longer pay federal income taxes on their benefits, providing meaningful and immediate relief to seniors who have spent a lifetime contributing to our nation's economy. Of course, they have. Now, 90%. As of now, we know that nearly half pay taxes on Social Security in one shape or another, whereas perhaps slightly more than half never had enough of that combined income, which is how they decide whether your Social Security is going to be taxed, to reach the threshold of whether it's taxed. We've talked about this, where the numbers have been flat that they use if you make too much. This article here is saying the bill ensures that nearly 90% of Social Security benefits will no longer pay federal income taxes. So that seems something pretty nice. Is that only because of the 4, 6, or 7,000 deduction that they are, that seems like that was going to be like the fallback position, or has there been more? I don't know, because then it says, when it said 90%, I was thinking, could it be affecting disabled people? But I'm not sure if that would be somehow gotten back into the bill in order to get it passed. I don't know. I'm suspicious that it might not be, but it's still good about the other part, of course. I mean, that's pretty huge. just not huge enough. They'd say this is a historic step forward for American seniors, says Social Security Commissioner Frank Bisignano. I always butcher that. And he goes on to say that for nearly 90 years, Social Security has been a cornerstone of economic security for older Americans. By significantly reducing the tax burden on benefits, this legislation reaffirms President Trump's promise to protect Social Security and helps ensure that seniors can better enjoy the retirement they've earned. And that's obviously true. I just wonder about the disabled people who are in some ways worse off. They didn't get that lifetime of working capability. And I represent disabled people. So I love my seniors too, though. Sometimes I represent them, but by and large, it's the disabled. I could see maybe if there was an income cap on that, like if you're a millionaire collecting disability, which you should, you paid for it, it's like any other insurance, that maybe then you don't get the tax break. I don't know. Same I would say for seniors though, and maybe that is the case, and that's why only 90% if it's just seniors. I'm so curious. I don't know about you guys. I can't wait for the bill to come out because I'm gonna go read it, try to find a section, which it's pretty easy to find. They say that the new law includes a provision that eliminates federal income taxes on Social Security benefits for most beneficiaries. So there it says most, providing relief to individuals and couples. Additionally, it provides an enhanced, this is the part that made me think there might be some disability benefits in here. Additionally, it provides an enhanced deduction for taxpayers age 65 and older, ensuring that retirees can keep more of what they've earned. So why would they say additionally? It is an enhanced deduction which I would think it would be that 4, 6, or 7,000 that I was talking about. Why would that be additionally? There's got to be something else then up above, right? So I'm just really so curious. It would be so great for everybody. And I'm very grateful for help for the seniors, regardless if there's nothing for the disabled. And I know that President Trump wanted it for everybody, but there's a lot of people that don't want that. And that's a shame. So we'll see, guys. But anyway, that's the big news for the day before Independence Day, which is one of my favorite holidays. I would probably say that Christmas and Easter have to come first, just because of the particular meaning behind the day. But this is a very close third. So I don't know how close, but it's pretty close because, as you know, I love my country. All right, so God bless America, guys, and I'll hope to see you next week. Hope to see you next Wednesday at the live Q&A at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our 12 o'clock. Now we're at the 12 o'clock, right? Instead of 9 a.m., 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time daily shares. So hope to see you then. If you have any wishes for a video on a particular topic, because I can't give you one-on-one attention, feel free to post it under any video, because I do get through all the posts. We are not so big here that I can't get through them. So do feel free to post it, and I will try to do a video for you. And if you've done it and I haven't said anything or it hasn't come out, remind me, because I was writing them down and then getting to them, and then I didn't have a notepad at one point. It wasn't near me. And I know it's hard to go back and pick them out in the masses. So feel free to re-comment again, and I'll do my best to get to it. All right. Happy Independence Day, guys. Be well.